Hey guys, we are back with another reaction video. Massive shout out to all you guys that have recently subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. And a massive thank you to everybody who's been commenting, giving me feedback. Much appreciated. So before we jump into this one, if you give it a thumbs up, give it a big thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know, and subscribe. It just helps us reach more people, spread the joy of kettlebell sport to more folk in there. So today guys, got another reaction video. So let's get stuck straight into it. So guys, I was, you know, as you do, scrolling through Facebook, just whiling away the hours, you know, just wasting time. And I saw a post, and it was like, cool. So a lifter that I recognised had competed at the weekend, and I was like, cool, yeah. I saw the number, and I was like, that's pretty cool, pretty good, you know. And then I double take, and I was like, hang on, that was in 5 minutes. Man, that's some good going in 5 minutes. So this is what I'm going to kind of react to. I just want to see what kind of just caught my eye. I've known this lifter I've met him on a couple of occasions, and he's just one of the nice guys of the sport. Every time I've had an interaction with him, you know, he's just a pretty cool guy. You see, he kind of has the love for the sport and the passion for the sport, and you know, and that comes across every time you see what he does, whether that be on the internet or when you see him face to face. He's just a really cool guy, you know. So really cool guy. So today, guys, I'm going to be reacting to the one, the only, the maestro that is Oleh Ilika. So if you don't know who Oleg is, basically he is a maestro. He's master of sport in national class. He has done an absolute incredible job of growing the sport. So if you look at some of the lifters that have come out of Italy and the foundations that he kind of put in place, it's just kind of phenomenal. You know, such a strong team, and the shows that he puts on, the competitions that he puts on are fantastic. And I believe he's the president of the WKSF, so one of the lead organisations. But on the runs alongside that, the guy is an absolute beast of a lifter, you know, and he's been doing it quite a while. I'm not going to guess his age because I don't want to insult him, because he could probably twist me up. Man, I've seen his forearms are like iron. But I've seen it. I was scrolling through and I was like, 70 reps long cycle, 224 is great. And then I saw the bit next to it and I was like, 5 minutes? 70 reps, 224s, long cycle in 5 minutes? That's 14 reps a minute. And like the guy ain't no spring chicken. I'm not gonna guess his age, but he's not like a 21-year-old, you know. The guy's been around for a long time, but he's such a cool lifter to watch. He's, like I say, he's just precision personified, you know. He's just cool. I mean, like, yeah, it's Italy, man, you know, just cool, isn't it? So let's get stuck straight into this anyway. I've kind of skipped past there was a bit of a faff on with the counter and stuff at the beginning, and somebody rudely had the leg right in front of the camera. So I'll skip past that bit because that bit makes no sense, does it? Okay, so let's kind of get stuck straight into this. So this is it's got in the title that it's a 5-minute set. So obviously the time is on 10 minutes there. But like say 224s. I've seen a lot of Oleh lately, and he's been doing lots of like single arm jerk, and with like 32s and like sort of like half marathon and marathon type stuff. And again, phenomenal lifter. But first time I've seen him on the doubles for a while. Man, look at that pace. That's crazy. Now sometimes you kind of expect that in the first like 30 seconds, a minute. You know, we've all been there, made that mistake, and went like the clappers straight away in competition sets. Kettlebell sport is kind of easy for a minute, you know. But like, this is just precision personified. This fixation there. I did a post about fixation the other week there on Instagram. But this is fixation. This is competition standard lifting there. Look at that, 14 reps a minute. But look, the kettlebells are at a complete standstill there. For Oleg, because the 24s and relative to the standard of lifting, you can see how the second dip can afford to be shallower compared to if he was lifting 32s or something. But it's also a 5-minute speed set, so you've got to try and reduce movement whilst still being efficient as you possibly can. Now, the key thing to look at here that I'm noticing with Oleh is if you look at his first and second dip, yes, they're shallow, but look at the speed. And it's not like, I say to lifters quite a lot, you want to build stiffness. And people sort of look at me confused because obviously we talk about mobility and flexibility quite a lot, and it's really important for the sport. But that's not what I'm talking about with stiffness. Stiffness is like watching athletics. You watch a sprinter, you watch somebody on a long jump. So somebody's running up to the board in a long jump. And when they go to jump and take off, they slam that foot into the board. But you don't see them really crumple down and then explode up. It's kind of a hit and then springing up. And that's where that tendon stiffness and the muscular stiffness comes from. It's like it's being able to react and then just go with a small hit. And that's what you're kind of looking at here is Oleh lifts and jerk. It's kind of it's just relying on stiff muscles and being nice and quick. It's like a little punch every single time. And that allows him the speed. And I say this to my guys all the time. If you want to go fast in long cycle, don't rush the clean. Don't rush the clean. Speed is one in the jerk. And Oleh is proving this to an absolute T. I mean, a minute and 43 seconds in, he's done 24 reps already. Mad. Suddenly feel really unfit. But look at that, nice and stable, and it's that speed all the time. Now, is this the best technique that would get you through a 10-minute set? Who knows? And again, like I say, you follow the principles of kettlebell sport. You don't just try and just say this is the one way to lift and stuff. Key things though, it's a short little punch, which is quite interesting. Let me have a little look. I was too busy talking about his jerk there. So, right, let's have a little look at the clean now, guys. So, Oleh's got like a 45-degree angle on the bells. Kind of thumbs forward though, right? So, thumbs forward. The hand is towards the back of the bell. So, the thumb and the forefinger when they lock over. So, it's that pointer finger. You're interlocking that bit there. The hand is towards the back of the bell. And obviously, he's moving his weight back. And the kettlebell trajectory is quite shallow, but thumbs forward there on 45 degree. And that's the key thing. Look at the dead spot. Although he's going ridiculously fast, he isn't ripping the clean up. He still waits for that dead spot, waits for it to go completely still, and then he uses his acceleration pull. Wait for it, then go. All the time. Wait, then go. Always that dead spot, because you can't end up pulling the bells all the time. Your forearm's going to gas out. But he's keeping that pendulum, he's keeping it really, really close to his body. So there he's got 28 minutes. But look at the clean there, guys. Look at the clean. Look at what's just happened there. So thumbs forward. Thumbs forward. Thumbs forward. And then rotate back. Did you see that? Back. Rotate back. So he's changed his grip mid-set. And that's really, really cool because obviously that's not something that you'll see very often. But basically, as you change grip, as you rotate, what you're doing, you're using different parts of the forearms. Oleh's going at a crazy pace here, 14 reps a minute, okay, with the 24s. So obviously saving his grip is going to be really, really crucial. So he's moving it. But also what this does, look at the trajectory of the kettlebell. So if we're looking at, let's go back to here, I think, still thumbs forward. So chest forward, bump, coming through, nice and high up the thigh. And then if we go speed it up a little bit, when he's going thumbs back. See how it's just changing the angle and he's not going forward as much. It's more of like a sumo deadlift. So if you ever see anybody deadlifting in the gym with a sumo wide stance, see how the body comes through and they extend the hips through. It's just really interesting just to change the grip halfway through a set, specifically in kind of a short set like 5 minutes. But what that is kind of crucial, because what is it? It's conservation. It's energy management there. Changing your grip halfway through is allowing him to stay on pace, keep the pace he's going, and he's gone back to thumbs forward. See that? Thumbs forward. Boom. Thumbs forward. So, just changing the grip. If you feel like there's a bit of a pump going on with your forearms when you're doing your speed work, just play with your grip. Change your grip, without sacrificing speed, keeping that work rate going. Now, as you would expect, as we get 3 minutes, anybody who's ever done a relay super fast knows how much they suck. Like relays, they are so fatiguing, so tiring. Okay, so as you would expect, a little bit of the overhead isn't as crisp as it was in the beginning. Now, obviously, you would kind of expect that. The speed and the body just start to decay in terms of losing energy over time and stuff. So, overhead, a little bit shaky, but we're still fixating, and it's still coming to that definitive pause, just compared to the first reps. I'm not saying these reps are bad, just compared to the first rep. But you would kind of expect that variability as you start to get to fatigued. But managing the clean's gone back to the clean. So obviously Oleg's able to hit these jerk positions. The way he manages his energy, though, is just changing the grip. This is what it looks like anyway. Coming up to the final minute. Now, 56 reps in 4 minutes is just mental. That's crazy. Boom. That's it. Now, here's the thing. As lifters get tired, what you'll see is the lower back starts to stiffen up, and this is what stops that second dip. Now, we weren't starting with a kind of a deep second dip to start off with, because obviously the name of the game is speed, and it's a 5-minute set. So relative to a 10-minute set, you can get away. The bandwidth largens a little bit, so your technical proficiency can widen a little bit, just because you can just take these considerations. Again, look at, like, you wouldn't do a 5K run using the same mechanics as a 400-meter sprinter, right? Same sort of thing. You change, you adapt your technique, and you adapt how you look depending on the event that you're going for. But as you can see now, Oleg's kind of going up, and there's a little bit less movement in the low back compared to in the beginning. And what happens is the body just starts to stiffen up a little bit. The hips aren't able to come down. Now, what this does is it keeps the hips forward, and there's that little bit of a judder now, just as the body gets tired. You'll see it on most lifters. I know I do it, and it happens in like the second minute. So it makes 8 minutes hell, because I'm not able to get the hips back and down. I want to make them go back and down, but it doesn't happen. A little bit of wobble overhead now, and you kind of expect that. The triceps start to go, but still working at an incredible pace. 15 seconds, 10 seconds. And just look at how the inability to get the hips back and down stops the ability to really stabilize the weight overhead. Boom. Incredible. Fantastic lifting. That was awesome. Andy puts his weight away. I can't even get my guys to do that in the gym. That's class. That's class. Let's get this last minute up, guys. This is such a fun set. Just so cool. I don't know how old Oleg is, but I certainly know he's not like 30-odd-year-old, like 40-something. Maybe he's like late 40s. Oleg, if I've just insulted you, I apologize. But regardless, like, this is top quality numbers, Yeah, and just seeing the speed of the movement, the speed of the sets. 5-minute sets are really cool for that, but they're a different beast. I think everybody sort of looks at 5-minute sets and kind of says, it's easier than a 10. For me, it's different. That's like saying a 5K run is going to be easy compared to a 10. Well, if you're comparing the distance, if you run 5K the same pace as you run a 10K, then it probably will be easy. But you're probably working faster than what you would in a 10K, right? So where Oleg's lifting now, he's lifting at a pace that is faster probably than his 10-minute pace. So it's hard. 5 minutes is tough. And if anybody's ever watched relays, those 3-minute sets, and we had a bit of fun with that in just before Christmas there. And I'd honestly, like, physically, not mentally, but physically, 3-minute sets, relays, max effort, all out, like, they are so rough. They are ridiculously tough. They will absolutely knock your socks off. Okay, and just trying to put a bit of perspective on that. But yeah, that was such a real cool video. That, you know, going 5 minutes, 14 reps a minute on long cycle 224s is just absolutely awesome. Absolutely phenomenal. I want to give a massive shout out to Faces of Kettlebell Sport, Artem, who runs the channel over there. He's got some absolute wicked videos. He was the one who shared this one. I swear I've seen it. Absolute class. Really cool. Really appreciate that, Artem, if you're watching. Thanks very much for sharing that. So guys, check out Faces of Kettlebell Sport. If you want to follow Artem's channel, he's got some really cool videos on there. So it's a really cool place to hang out. So guys, 14 reps a minute in 5 minutes. Like, let me know. Can you hit that? Can you do that with the 24s? I think I need a bit of time to prepare for that. That is tough going. That really is tough going. With the 24s, it's kind of you've got no margin for error when you're doing that sort of stuff. And that's what you kind of seen with Oleh there, is the jerk it had to be kind of machine gun like. It had to be a short, snappy punch, and there was no energy wasted on the clean. It wasn't like a big, massive swing and letting it get out. It was real short, snappy, wait for the dead point, then get the acceleration going again, keeping it close to the center of mass. Really cool. I enjoyed that massively, guys. If you enjoyed that, drop a comment below, give it a like, give it a share. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram, guys. That's where I do a lot of shorter content, lots of tips and stuff as well. I'm trying to make the YouTube thing grow a little bit more. It's just time, man. It's just time. It's time. What can I say? Guys, love every single one of you who watches these videos. Massive thank you. I'm really grateful for you guys that interact. It really does mean a lot. It keeps me going, keeps me creating this content, because it knows that at least one person's watching it. That isn't my mum. It's a benefit, eh? Okay, guys, been wicked. Have a good one. We'll catch up again very soon.